At the beginning of the story, we meet Arthur, a 17-year-old boy who is very different from most teenagers his age. While other boys are usually interested in girls their own age, Arthur is incredibly mature for his years. He is deeply fascinated by French literature and admires philosophers like Voltaire and Rousseau. Handsome, intelligent, and fluent in French, Arthur stands out wherever he goes. He studies at a boarding school where almost every girl has a crush on him. Many of them dream of dating him, but Arthur has no interest in girls his own age. He finds them immature and believes he connects better with older, more experienced women. As Thanksgiving break begins, students start heading home by train. Arthur is traveling with his best friend when a beautiful girl from school approaches him. She likes Arthur and asks if he'd like to go out with her sometime. But Arthur politely rejects her. After she leaves, his friend is shocked. "She's probably the most beautiful girl in school," he says. "Every guy wants to date her, and you just turned her down." Arthur smiles and reveals a secret. He tells his friend that he's in love with an older woman. During the holiday break, he plans to finally win her heart. Soon, Arthur arrives home. His father is delighted to see him. Several years earlier, Arthur's mother passed away. After her death, his father remarried a woman named Lily, hoping she could help bring stability and warmth back into their lives. Arthur's father works as a university professor, while Lily is a successful cardiologist. That evening, a welcome home party is held in Arthur's honor. Many guests attend, and Arthur's father even introduces him to a girl his own age. But Arthur barely notices her. His eyes remain fixed on Lily. And this is where we discover the shocking truth. The woman Arthur is secretly in love with is none other than his stepmother, Lily. Ever since Lily entered their lives after his mother's death, she has cared for Arthur like her own child. Over the years, Arthur developed feelings for her, feelings that grew stronger despite being sent away to boarding school. To Arthur, Lily is more than just a stepmother. She is intelligent, independent, graceful, and everything he imagines a perfect woman should be. Unfortunately, Lily has absolutely no idea how Arthur feels. Throughout the party, Arthur tries to get closer to her and have meaningful conversations, but Lily interprets everything as normal affection from her stepson. During the party, Arthur also meets Lily's best friend, Rosie. Rosie is confident, modern, and free-spirited. She works as a massage therapist and enjoys living life on her own terms. Later that night, Arthur's father asks him to drive the young girl home. Arthur isn't interested, but he agrees out of respect for his father. While waiting for a cab, the girl once again expresses her feelings for him. Arthur gently tells her that they are too different and that he simply doesn't see a future between them. After sending her home, Arthur feels frustrated and disappointed because he still hasn't found the courage to confess his feelings to Lily. To escape his thoughts, he decides to go drinking. Since he's underage, he uses a fake ID to enter a bar. Arthur drinks far more than he should. When he finally leaves, he's stumbling through the streets completely intoxicated. That's when he unexpectedly runs into Rosie. Seeing his condition, Rosie worries about him getting into trouble if he returns home. So she takes him back to her apartment. Arthur is exhausted and collapses onto her bed. Rosie suggests he relax and offers him a massage. As the night progresses, both of them lower their guard. Arthur, drunk and emotionally vulnerable, becomes confused by his feelings. Rosie is also drawn to Arthur's maturity and charm. Before long, the two cross a line they never should have crossed. The next morning, Arthur wakes up beside Rosie. Instantly, regret washes over him. He realizes what happened and feels terrible. Trying to leave quietly, he gets dressed and sneaks toward the door, but suddenly, he sees Rosie's boyfriend in another room. Panic immediately takes over. Fortunately, the boyfriend assumes Arthur was simply there for a massage. Rosie quickly plays along, and the situation is avoided. Back at home, Arthur's father asks where he spent the night. Arthur lies and claims he was with a girl from school. Meanwhile, his feelings for Lily continue to grow stronger. Determined to spend time alone with her, Arthur prepares lunch and takes it to her clinic. His father is touched by the gesture, believing Arthur is simply being thoughtful. At the clinic, Lily is genuinely happy to see him. As they eat together, Arthur asks her unusual questions about the human heart. Why do people use the heart as a symbol of love? He asks. The conversation feels meaningful to him, but before he can say anything important, Lily receives a call from Rosie. Afterward, she tells Arthur that she, Rosie, Arthur, and his father will all be having dinner together that evening. Arthur immediately becomes nervous. He's terrified Rosie might reveal what happened between them. Later, he rushes to Rosie's apartment to speak with her. She's not there, but her boyfriend tells him she's at a restaurant with friends. Arthur finds her there and asks to speak privately. However, Rosie's friends become fascinated by Arthur's intelligence and charm. They flirt with him openly and enjoy talking to him. Eventually, everyone leaves. Arthur finally gets a chance to talk. He begs Rosie to keep their secret, especially from Lily. Rosie promises she won't tell anyone, but secretly, she has started developing feelings for him. She believes Arthur possesses a depth and emotional intelligence she has never found in other relationships. She wants to continue seeing him. Arthur refuses. His heart belongs to Lily. As the days pass, Arthur becomes trapped in an emotional storm. He wants to get away from Rosie while finding a way to confess his love to Lily. Eventually, he tells his best friend everything. He admits that Lily is the woman he loves. He also confesses what happened with Rosie. His friend is completely shocked. He tries to convince Arthur that both situations are wrong and dangerous, but Arthur refuses to listen. To him, Lily isn't a mother figure. She's the woman of his dreams. That evening, everyone meets at a hotel for dinner. At first, everything seems normal, but Rosie drinks too much wine. Soon, she starts flirting with Arthur in French. Since Arthur's father and Lily don't understand French, they have no idea what's being said. Arthur desperately tries to stop Rosie from saying something reckless, but she keeps pushing. When Rosie heads to the restroom, Arthur follows her and begs her to stop. Instead, Rosie becomes even more emotional and tries to get closer to him. Unfortunately, Arthur's father sees them together. Suspicion immediately grows. Back at the table, he asks if they're hiding something. Then Rosie suddenly blurts out that she and Arthur are in love. The room falls silent. Arthur's father and Lily are stunned. They tell Rosie that the relationship is inappropriate because of the massive age difference. The situation becomes deeply uncomfortable for everyone. The next day, Lily meets Rosie privately. She tells her that pursuing Arthur was a mistake. Rosie defends herself. She explains that Arthur isn't like other boys his age. He's mature, intelligent, and emotionally complex. Then Rosie says something surprising. She suggests that any woman might have been attracted to Arthur under the same circumstances, maybe even Lily herself. Later, Arthur and Lily spend time together playing tennis. After Arthur accidentally gets hit in the head by a ball, they return home. This becomes the moment that changes everything. Lily sits down with Arthur and asks him directly about Rosie. Arthur finally tells the truth. He admits they only slept together once. Then he reveals something even bigger. He tells Lily that he only went to Rosie because in his drunken state, she reminded him of Lily. Finally, Arthur confesses, "I love you, Lily." Lily is completely stunned, but instead of reacting with anger, she responds with wisdom and compassion. She explains that what he's feeling isn't truly love, it's admiration, attachment, and idealization. At his age, it's easy to confuse attraction with genuine love. Real love requires experience, understanding, and emotional growth. For the first time, Arthur truly listens. Instead of fighting her words, he begins reflecting on himself. He slowly realizes that the image he created of Lily was more fantasy than reality. He wasn't in love with who Lily actually was. He was in love with the idea of perfection. From that moment on, Arthur starts letting go. He distances himself from Rosie and begins moving beyond his obsession with Lily. For the first time, he starts maturing emotionally rather than intellectually. Soon, Thanksgiving break comes to an end. Arthur's father and Lily accompany him to the train station. Before boarding the train, Arthur sincerely apologizes to Lily. He admits that he allowed his emotions to control him. Lily forgives him. As Arthur boards the train, he sits beside his friend. Then something unexpected happens. The same girl from boarding school, the one he rejected at the beginning of the story, approaches him once again. This time, she quotes Voltaire. "If we don't find what we're looking for, we may discover something new." Arthur looks at her and smiles. For the first time, he sees her differently. Not as an immature girl, but as someone worth getting to know. His friend asks about Lily one last time. Arthur smiles and replies, "My obsession with Lily wasn't as important as I once thought." As the train moves forward, Arthur quietly looks out the window. He's no longer chasing an impossible fantasy. Instead, he's ready to embrace real life, real relationships, and real growth. And with that beautiful realization, the story comes to an end. If you enjoyed this movie explanation, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more amazing movie recaps. See you in the next video. Take care and goodbye.